Chris and Whitney, Whitney and Chris, cooking show.
Hello and welcome to episode 2 of Chris and Whitney in the kitchen.
Or Whitney and Chris.
In the kitchen.
In the kitchen.
I still prefer Whitney and Chris.
Yes, you do.
Wait a minute.
Yes, you do. Yes.
I still prefer Chris and Whitney in the kitchen. Anyway, today in episode 2, we're going to be cooking pizza. Crowd favorite. Everybody likes pizza.
Agreed.
Of course, though, because this is produced by Coordinated School Health, it's going to be a healthy pizza. But healthy pizza still tastes good. So we can make, and you can make, pizza that tastes good and is healthy and is on a budget. So we've got all this, and I actually bought too much, but for around $10, you can make a dinner for 4. Of course, it just depends on how much everyone eats.
It's a pretty large pizza, though. The one that we have in the oven is pretty large, and I think will feed a family of 4.
It'll feed 4,
yeah.
As long as someone don't eat too much. So we're going to get started with the ingredients. Whitney's going to let us know all about these ingredients, and you can either leave out or add to them. But this is what we like as far as a veggie pizza.
So Chris found this pizza dough that we have here in the refrigerated section at Walmart, and you can actually get these in the can too if you prefer that, if you're not sure when you're going to cook it. But these come with, which I thought was really neat, they come with the parchment paper already on them so that it will not stick to your pan. So if you don't typically buy parchment paper, this already has the parchment paper on there, and I thought that was great. Next we have our pizza sauce, just the Great Value pizza sauce. You can purchase any kind that you want. We have some shredded mozzarella cheese and some baby spinach, just fresh spinach if you want that on your pizza. We have, oh God.
Spinach. You ever watch Popeye when you were a kid?
Yes. Okay.
Spinach.
Okay.
Kids, eat your spinach, put it on the pizza.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
So we have red peppers here. You can do red peppers, yellow, green. We have some white onion, and I actually prefer yellow onion. It's a little milder, but Chris made this purchase, and so he got white. We have black olives here that are chopped up. You could get sliced, whatever you like.
Sliced is better. I accidentally bought the chopped. They're a little messier, but if you like olives like I do, buy the chopped.
And then we just have pepperonis, regular pepperonis. One thing that I would like to add personally to the pizza is pineapple. That kind of combines the sweet and savory. He says no, that's disgusting, but we'll see. We'll leave it up to you, and you can decide for yourself. Also, last thing, mushrooms. We have sliced mushrooms here that we are also going to add to the pizza. So the first thing we need to do, I'm going to let Chris roll this dough out onto our baking sheet here. Just a typical sheet pan.
Probably 12 by 18, something like that. One thing, if you don't have pizza dough and you're just trying to get by with some things at home, you can always use a tortilla. And I'm having some trouble unrolling this in the beginning. Or
you can use a
piece of
tortilla.
bread.
If you have garlic bread, the frozen garlic bread that comes in the sauces, you can put your ingredients on that. Of course, it's not as healthy, but it is very quick and cheap, and you can make it healthier by adding some veggies to it.
Garlic bread pizza.
Yes, it's pretty easy.
All right, once you just unroll your dough, and I'd say that's about the easiest. Found this at Walmart, this pizza crust in a bag, and it already has the parchment paper. But if you don't, and you have some parchment paper at home, then you just make sure you put this down for your dough. If not, it's going to stick to the pan.
One thing that I do want to tell you guys, I don't know if Chris told you this last time, but you need to make sure that you look on your parchment paper to see what the temperature safety is on it. For some, it may be 400, 425, whatever. But Chris has caught some on fire, so I just wanted to let you guys know at home that I didn't want that to happen to you.
Don't let the parchment paper get too close to the broiler. Okay, of course, first, we're going to slice up our vegetables. Again, as in episode 1, please be careful when using knives, especially depending upon your age. This is more, these cooking shows are more for around 5th grade through 12th grade. So just be careful, parents at home.
One thing also that we need to reiterate with you guys, or to say again, is make sure that you've washed your hands before you get started. I know Chris says that the oven will kill germs, but you don't want to depend on that, okay?
I washed my hands last week.
Right. Okay. So, and then you also want to wash your vegetables. So make sure that you wash your peppers. An onion has a skin on it, so you don't necessarily have to wash that. Another cool trick that someone taught me with the onion, the root end, if you leave it on, it is not supposed to burn your eyes. So try that next time that you cut up an onion. I have diced this onion. I'm going to get it just a little bit smaller. The smaller that you get your vegetables on your pizza, the quicker that it will cook. So you don't want, I don't want crunchy vegetables on my pizza. So we've got the onion chopped up, and then now I'm going to chop up, these are already sliced, these mushrooms are, but I'm going to dice them up just a little bit so that the pizza doesn't take too long, because we don't want the other things to burn trying to get these done. Chris chose these, and so some of them are a little brown. If I were going to the store, if you're going to the store and you're going to choose mushrooms.
Yesterday they weren't as brown.
Okay. I would personally get the whole ones, and then you're going to look for the ones that have the least amount of, you don't want black spots, okay? Because if you get those and maybe you forget to wash them, or, you know, sometimes that can be a sign that they are going bad.
A lot of times, because I was a produce worker years ago, and when I was 16 years old.
It's been a lot of years ago.
It's been just only been 20 years ago. When, you know, when
That's a lie. That's a lie.
But I worked in produce, and we always put the older vegetables towards the front, and the newer vegetables towards the back. So just a hint, when you're shopping, reach for the vegetables. Maybe they're in the back, because I was always told, rotate, rotate, rotate. So fresher stuff's usually in the back.
If you go to the deli and you're going to get maybe a sub sandwich that's already made, the typical rule of thumb is first in, first out, which means the older things are always going to be in the front. So I always like to reach in the back and get the
right, especially with bread.
Bread, lettuce is another thing. I like to have lettuce that's going to last.
See all these fancy cooking tips and shopping tips. Okay, so we're going to start the assembly process to get this show on the road. We're going to start with, of course, we have the dough out, and we're going to start by putting the sauce down first. Now, everyone's order of ingredients may change and be different. I know on a deep dish pizza, just throwing that out there, a lot of times the sauce will go last, but on a thin crust pizza, our traditional pizza, we're going to put the sauce down first. Ooh, that looks perfect. I'm going to open up some more. So just pour it on there. I'm just using this big spoon. The bigger the spoon, the more you can spread out. So we're going to spread that sauce all over the pizza. We're not trying to be super neat, because we know it's going to be good.
I don't think you have enough.
We don't measure. We're such professionals. Like I said the first episode, we don't need to measure.
I don't know about but
I'm such a professional that I don't need to measure. Now,
sure.
Amateurs like my sous chef, Miss Whitney, she may need to measure. But okay, next we're going to go with our mushrooms and onions, and just sprinkle around, covering the entire pizza. Now, like we said earlier, wash your hands, or you could wear gloves, I guess, because my hands now are going to smell like onions. All right, we're going to go.
So
My onions don't look quite as chopped and good
Chris
as.
did not exactly chop his onions. He did more of a slice. So
It's just preference.
it is preference.
And hers will cook quicker. I'm going to cut this off. All right. Okay, next. Now, we didn't chop the spinach up. Usually what I'll do is grab a handful of spinach with my measuring and just tear it onto the pizza. Like I say, spinach is very healthy. All these ingredients are very healthy. So far, anyway.
While he's doing that, I do want to tell you, these are just regular pepperonis. If you do want to have a little bit healthier pepperoni, you can always get the turkey ones. They have a little less fat and...
Are a little more healthy.
Yeah, I think that they don't have as much sodium as well, so that helps.
And you could put them on half. A lot of times, if you have a family member that just wants a vegetable pizza, you could just put the pepperonis on half. We're going to go ahead and put them on the entire pizza because we made a pizza before the show started that's just vegetables for all our vegetarian friends. So, layer those on real good and just put as many as you want. We're just going to try to use an entire pack. And last but not least, the best part.
You didn't put any black olives. I don't know if you want to on this. I know you did on that.
Well, I thought you might want to eat some of this one. So I'm going to leave. Whitney does not like black olives. So I'm going to leave those off just so she will eat some of the pizza. See how nice of a chef I am?
I think you just
Super.
forgot. I don't think that it's because you want me to have a piece of pizza.
I didn't forget. All right, last, we're going to layer the cheese. Now, I will say this. The other night at church, we have a guy that doesn't eat dairy, doesn't eat cheese. We ordered a lot of pizza, and we ordered some pizza with no cheese. Now, I do like making pizza at home better, don't get me wrong, but sometimes you just got to order out. But we ordered pizza with no cheese, and that's what I ate most of it.
Really?
I ate mostly pizza with no cheese. Sounds weird, and because there's no cheese, it's everything's not binding together, but it was real good. So if you ever don't want to put cheese, or maybe your system can't handle dairy, maybe lactose intolerant, whatever it may be, you can still eat pizza without cheese. I know that sounds crazy, but yes, you can still eat pizza without cheese.
Also, this is about 2 cups of mozzarella. If you have a larger bag, just so you know how much to use, that's about 2 cups that he put on this entire pizza dough.
Okay, and again, I'm going to bring this right over here to the camera, and I just want everyone just to take a good look at how amazing that pizza looks, and this is what yours is going to look like. No, you don't have to order from one of our pizza places. You can have a fresh,
healthier,
non-chemicals and whatever they're putting in these days pizza.
You're going to put that in the oven for about 20-25 minutes at 400 degrees.
And when it's all finished, and I'll bring the results back around. This is the post results. And you can see the cheese has just got a little bit of brown to it. The crust has got a bit of a crunch to it. And all that will be left then is to slice it up. It's not too bad. So, always remember, this one's set out for a minute. But before you get anything out of the oven, make sure, safety tip number 2 or 3, put an oven mitt on, don't burn yourself.
And if you don't have an oven mitt at home, you can use like a dish towel or something. You just want to make sure that it's dry. If you grab a wet dish towel, as all of you probably learned in your science class, water is a conductor, and you are going to still burn dry dish towel.
Good point. I have tried the wet before. I'm not even that it didn't work. It burned still. So, and I've grabbed oven mitts that were pretty old and had a hole in them. So just be careful about how old the oven is. Okay, next. We don't use a knife to cut the pizza. Hopefully at home you have a pizza cutter. If you don't, a knife will work, but this is a square pizza, so we're gonna cut it into squares. And your pizza cutter may or may not be very sharp.
Also, if you let your pizza cool for about 5-7 minutes, it will cut much better than if you get it right out of the oven and cut it. I know a lot of times at my house we are so eager to eat that we just cut it right away, and the cheese just pulls away off of it. Everything falls off of it. So if you wait just a second, as you can see here, we pulled this out while we were putting together the other pizza. It stays together much better.
Okay, final result. We have the pizza here. We have some good golden brown on the crust, some good golden on the top. It has olives on it,
I'll
so
let you try that.
Whitney's not interested in trying, but I'll be the judge of how well the cooking show went today. Oh yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Don't talk with your mouth full, by the way. So, thank you for joining us again on episode 2 of Chris and Whitney
Or Whitney and Chris.
in the
as I would
kitchen.
like to call them.
Until next time, have fun cooking.
Chris and Whitney, Whitney and Chris, cooking show.